in the olden days, for people to come to a particular place to have the site visit to see the property, it used to take number of days. Now it's all instant. There has been a sea change after this internet came into this thing, and especially I think the first and the foremost is expediting various processes.
What's happening, guys? Another episode for the Bangalore Real Estate Podcast. So,
Yeah.
mostly the real estate field is not that transparent. To getting information and getting educated on real estate is generally tough because you have to understand there are a lot of moving parts in real estate. So, for that reason, I have gotten Sir Devru Hegde, Mr. Devru Hegde. Before I get into introducing him, I would be lovely for him to just introduce himself a bit.
I'm Mr. Devaru Hegde, and then I'm an entrepreneur, and then I have made my career in real estate marketing, and then I'm running a company by name Reachmaxx Business Boosters. So Reachmaxx Business Boosters is specialized marketing agency. So right now specializing in real estate. We provide marketing service to builders and developers. So builders and developers, they'll be building their product. Their products are plotted developments, construction, and commercial complexes and malls and institutional spaces. These are the things. And then so it's a capital intensive business. So when I say capital intensive business, entrepreneurs, people, promoters of these projects will be in a great hurry to get back their invested money as soon as possible. So that's why they need a special marketing agency to liquidate their inventory in correspondence with their expected incomes. So that is where specialized marketing agencies, they come into picture. So this is one part of the scenario. There is also another scenario from the customer's point of view. So real estate, as I said, so it's a high ticket business. Many a times customers, they find it very difficult which is the apt product for them. So it may be a residential, commercial, or any other type of property. So it takes a great amount of effort to decide which one suits them, which doesn't suit them. So that's why they need an agency which can help them to identify which one is suitable, which one suitable in all respects, in terms of money, in terms of convenience, in terms of so many other factors. So agencies, like ours, we guide them, we make them realize this is the best option that is available right now in the market based on various parameters. So this is what my company does, and we have been in the market for the last 20 plus years, and so far almost till about 2019 we were concentrating only in Hubli-Dharwad. From 2019 we have expanded our activities to Belgaum, Bangalore, Pune, and Mumbai. So we have been channel partners, for Godrej Properties. So we are marketing their projects also. So we have been channel partner for Century Real Estate also. Other than that, all other real estate companies are from Hubli, Dharwad, and Belgaum. So this is what is about the brief introduction about ourselves.
That's great, sir. So, as we were speaking, the other person, he was saying that always speaking to you gives him a lot of, knowledge about the field. Like, I want to just ask, when did you get, like, for the, this question is more so about, like, for the youngsters and people, just understanding about real estate. When did you get into real estate personally? And, like, what were your early thoughts of, like, getting into real estate? And, like, what was, like, the exposure to this field? How was it?
Okay, it was just natural for me to realize that I'm best suited for real estate. I think way back in 1997 or 1998, a friend of mine wanted to buy a flat, and he just wanted me to accompany him to the builder to take all details and then also to negotiate on his behalf.
How old were you?
So I did that. I went along with. At that time, 1997, I was about 31 years old, 30 years old.
Okay.
So that's when when I was getting all the details, and then when I could see through the deal going smooth, the builder of that particular company, he asked me, what are you doing? And then I just told him that I'm into marketing. I'm marketing consumer products, so especially food products. We were into food products marketing. So then he picked that, Ray, that's not your field at all. So why don't you give it a try, for real estate marketing? So slowly, see, that was one initial thought, and then he induced that thought into my mind actually. So after that, every year, lot of my friends, when they wanted to buy, they used to take me, and then I became a good negotiator in that circle. So then onwards, slowly the developer, they started asking me, "Arey, how can we market these inventories? I know these are all the inventories left, and how can you help us out?" Kind of a thing started happening. So that's when I thought, let me give it a try. And then from 2000 almost, real estate became a major part of my activity. So from 1998 or so, I started slowly migrating from consumer products and then into real estate. By 2003 4, I became full-time real estate marketer.
Right.
So that is how it was quite natural, because I was inquisitive in taking out details, and then I was able to guide people. So these are the two factors which made me take up real estate as a sole activity.
That's very interesting, sir. So, like, my question is, as somebody who says who gets it naturally, what are some qualities that there are like people out there who might not know, but like, what are some qualities that they can be like, okay, this is like probably this can be for me. Like, is it like confidence? Being very diligent and like following up, being a people person. There are some characteristics that help you in this field, right? What are some things that you think is very important, and what you saw when at an early age that came natural to you?
I think for somebody to take up real estate as a career, you should have that inquisitiveness to dig out details, and then to know various aspects of a particular the property. And you should also have a discriminatory mind to decide, yeah, this property can be put into this use only. So this discriminatory attitude, and then as well as inquisitiveness to get all the details of property history, these are the two things. And along with this, what you need is you need a good communication skill. So that's what this thing, because real estate properties are unlike a product. You just visibly you don't have anything. So probably the real estate anywhere in any place is almost the same. So, but then when you apply your mind very meticulously, and then when you can convey these finer things, so then probably the customer or the builder, they will become convinced about it. So that is a very fine skill, I feel. So a lot of people probably will not have it. Very few people will have it. That takes you to height of success.
Because my next question was, what was the difference between marketing products versus marketing real estate? And as you told, like digging the details of properties and giving sort of being understanding the nuances and the fine details of any part of it, and the ability to convince and communicate those things to whoever that is. It may be a client, like a builder is like an important skill set that you must have as a marketer, sir. Am I right?
Correct. Yes.
That's great.
So the difference between any other product and then property is that almost all other products are visible, tangible, movable things, whereas the real estate is not. So you have, so in case of other this thing, you have prototype, you have module, you have all of the features printed on package. But for real estate, you have nothing of that sort. So real estate has to be explained by features. So you have to make people to feel about it. So that's what is the difference between the other products and then the real estate product.
Give us like a macro view of Hubli-Dharwad and anything that will help us understand about the entire market. How's like the entire space?
Yes, Hubli-Dharwad is a mid-level city. It's not a metro, nor is it too small a town also. It's a mid-sized tier 2 city. And this Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum, all these three cities are almost similar. And these cities are quite appealing for people who have got a middle level of income, and then people who do not really too much of ambitious about their business and then other this thing. So and these tier 2 cities gives them a very good opportunity to establish themselves without much of a cost as compared to the metros and then the mega cities. So at the same time, these mid-level cities have all the facilities, especially the essential this thing what the modern generation looks for. Those are education, health, connectivity, and then the lifestyle. So all these facilities are available in these cities, and I would rather say these are the emerging cities, because the vagaries in the metros and then the large cities, and these cities do not have those vagaries and then discomfort. So that's why these are emerging cities and then hold very good the bright prospects so for future.
Right.
I would rather say that.
Right. What about that's all. What about the demographics of the entire place? As we discussed before, we were talking about how the geography of each place matters. The people living in different places have like different kinds of setup and like backgrounds. So how do you go about adjusting to all of that and like analyzing it? And what can you tell people who are watching? What can they learn from all of that?
About the demography of these cities, I would rather take it into this thing. One is geographically what we can define, and then other one by the populace. So geographically, these cities are very good placed in a very good position because of its geographical position, and also linked the connected to all parts of the country. And because these three cities have more than 6 major highways going through it, and all other modes of transportations are available, like rail, air, road is already there, and the seaport is also not too far, just 100 kilometers you get the seaport also. So this is the geographical position, and then more than that, this is a mixed geography what you have. The western part of these three cities are Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea, and then the eastern part is a plateau land. And in terms of natural resources like water and other things is available in ample, so there is no dearth of this thing. And season wise, a very equilibrium season that you have, be it summer, be it rainy season, be it winter, all balanced, nothing extreme. And in terms of populace, what you have is highly literate population that you have in these three cities, because of the presence of all types of educational institutions and then all other institutes in the cities. So that gives a very literate and then skilled manpower in the city. And as well as so these are industrial cities, right, from the British era. So these places also have a good amount of industrialization, and because of that labor force is also available in ample. So this is how I can describe about the demography of these three cities.
Right.
And holds very good prospects if anybody thinks of any ambitious projects, so this place is an ideal place.
Right. And what about, can you give us some details of like some good projects, any upcoming projects, any prominent projects, builders, people involved in this that you have been involved with?
Yes, I can give that. In terms of industrial projects, what probably I can mention is, Hindustan Aluminium.
Hindalco.
So Indal is in Belgaum. I think one of the very old factories. And Hubli-Dharwad has got Kirloskars and then Bharukas, and then of late now so many IT companies also. Hubli is known as an industrial cluster. Dharwad has got 4 Tata units: Tata Motors, Tata Marco Polo, Tata Hitachi, and then I think of late now that the Tata specialized vehicle unit is also has come up in Dharwad. And Hubli also has got railway coach building factory and then railway goods shed. So these are the major industrial this thing. And then Infosys has got all their infrastructure ready. Anytime soon, it might start also. And HCL has got its campus in Hubli. And other than that, so many other companies are also there. Few multinational companies are also present. You must have heard you must have read in the newspaper even this vaccine, corona vaccine, no? So that is also being manufactured in Dharwad.
Okay.
So that way, highly diversified, industrial portfolio you will find here. And as far as builders are concerned, so right now, no big brands as such, but the local, the brand, they have really grown well.
Right.
So, for example, so Marble, and then Suresh Enterprises, and then Suvidhas, and then Chatneys. So in Belgaum you have Podars, and then you have Bluebird, and then those are the good brands which have come up and then grown well. And now I think most of the other brands are also they are planning their projects in Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum.
Right. Digging up details of a project, you're talking about how do you like, if somebody is searching for a place, right? How do you, as you mentioned before, how do you dig details, the nuances for a project for somebody who's personally looking for a place? Any tips, any suggestions, any guide that you can like help them in understanding this?
Yeah, from the customer's point of view, so what I would rather take up is I would try to take his background and what is the kind of income that he has got, and then who are all the other members in the family, whether the spouse is employed, children are studying. Based on these things, according to me, a dwelling unit has to have few things which are very important for the dwellers. So one is the connectivity. So you need a city bus route, and then you need the auto route. And the second thing is schools and educational institutions nearby, especially when you have children studying. And the third major this thing is hospitals and then medical facilities available in the nearest possible places, to their dwelling unit.
Right.
So other than these three, the rest of the things in most of the places, those are available. So these three requirements have to match to finalize a location, before buying a residential property.
Right.
So I would go by these things. Then comes his budget. What's his income level? What does he do? And then what kind of a profile of neighborhood that suits him? So these things come in that order. Right. Based on that, we suggest customers where to choose their properties.
Right. So here in Bangalore, sir, what's been happening is after the corona whole scene, we've seen a lot of surge in demand, especially for plotted places and plotted developments and outskirts of Bangalore, where people want a bigger place. and it's been a change in like the need and want of like the people who are looking for properties. Is there anything particular that has changed since the corona thing, and is there a trend that is a bit different, or what is the hot moving and what people usually want? What are they looking for? What products in
Yes, yes. Especially after this pandemic, people have realized, especially this home isolation and then work from home. So these are the two new things which have creeped into the society now, and a lot of people, they are getting geared up to achieve these goals. So just in case, if at all, if you want to avoid any type of this thing, or rather if somebody needs an isolation, and then also to have a facility to work from home or wherever that you stay. So this has really impact, as you said, there's a big boom for plotted developments and then independent houses. So the concept of apartment has also undergone a big change now. So you don't find intersecting flats, and then you don't find mutually opposing entrance doors in the apartments, and builder floor concepts. So these are coming into practice, or rather independent flats, kind of independent flat, that is also very much in demand now.
Right. So, sir, let's say somebody is going to buy a property. If in order to buy a property, how do you background check? How do you verify? How do you understand like all the details for a new beginner who doesn't understand anything? What should he keep his eyes out for, and like what are some red flags or some kind of tips that you can give them? What can they know straight off the bat?
I think first and foremost, the integrity of the person who is selling the property, that matters a lot. So if you have a branded builder and developer, that solves your problem to some extent, but there also you cannot take things for granted. You will have to have from your end, you will have to have that background check. And especially here, the property which you are going to buy, the papers related to that, and getting enough confidence about the legalities of those property, that is a very important thing. If somebody is a novice, if he doesn't have a previous experience, what probably he can do is either he can take help of a professional marketing agency who are there in the field for long, or if they don't have an access to such agency, they will have to find out a good lawyer who has an expertise in real estate, especially property related matters. So they have to take their assistance, and with their assurance and then also guidance, they have to move ahead before making a decision.
This is why I do the podcast, so that we bring people who are very there in the field, who understand, have a lot of knowledge, who can give good consultancy, so that people who don't understand anything, it's difficult for them to choose, to make decisions on their own.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So when they see you, hear you speak on the internet, and when they understand that there is somebody that I can reach out to, and and again trust, and making sure that like a property what I want, they'll consult, they'll give you a good tailor-made options for them to buy. Makes it far easier than just going out on your own and trying to buy also, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct. Yes.
What about the roles of internet, sir? How has real estate field changed from before to now with the advent of internet and technology? How has it changed, the internet, personally, to market projects or to get customers, clients?
In fact, I think there has been a sea change after this internet came into this thing, and especially I think the first and the foremost is expediting various processes. So especially for a from the customer's point of view, in the olden days, for people to come to a particular place to have the site visit, to see the property, it used to take number of days. Now it's all instant. So the communication part, that has become very speedier, And second advantage what has happened by internet to the market is that you can find customers with much speedier rate. So that is another this thing. And today about augmented reality, virtual
Oh yes, we
reality,
are
and then everything can be almost made visible as real as possible because of the internet and then because of the digital revolution. So this has completely transformed the way we conduct business, and it has taken to a next level. And then so many stages and steps otherwise which which were required, all those steps got eliminated. So
right,
it has sped up. It has sped up the whole process, and it has expedited the delivery.
right, right. So, any websites that you use which is helpful for you with regarding to real estate?
Yes, we do have our own website, reachmaxx.in is our full-fledged website right now. And then along with that, one of the very old website what we used to have, reachmaxx.com, that is also active.
About the website, are you finding it any useful in order to generate leads and all of that stuff, and to showcase the the properties that you're involved in?
I would rather say not useful. It is essential. So essential part of it. So,
Why I ask, because only like person like you who thinks forward understands it's essential. But there are a lot of people who really don't understand the importance of a website. At least before pandemic is what I realized, right? In order to so I ask a question for a marketer, right? As a marketer to market properties, what other websites do you use to other than a website? Do you use Facebook Marketplace or like any other third-party things where you put out properties also?
Yes, we use all this social media platforms and then digital platforms, websites also, and then whatever other avenues available on internet and digital platform, we use all those things.
How has it changed? So because before you used to run probably paper ads or like pamphlets, traditional form of marketing. How has that? What is the difference between your older form of marketing and your newer digital means of marketing?
The major difference is that we were able to reach the niche market. In the earlier method, we didn't have an effective tool to reach the right person. So that niche market, exploration, it's been possible through the digital and the social media platform, and it has made a major, change, a sea change in our field. We were able to achieve targets. We were able to give good volumes. So this is the major the development that has happened, especially to the real estate market. Yes.
What about the cost of running old traditional forms of ads versus the newer version of internet ads? Is it cost effective or is it about the same?
Yes, it's cost effective. Right. You can decide your own budget. You can be flexible.
And your target audience.
Yeah. Target audience also.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Right. So what's like the future of the real estate, the place that you are at, sir? Or what are you looking? What are any predictions before we just close the episode, sir?
My opinion is that the real estate market all over India is becoming a matured market now. See, so far people were looking for basic versions, and now what we are seeing is slightly an advanced this thing. The next level the Indian market is achieving, especially most of the cities and in India. So probably you must have heard of something called as real estate investment trust and then all such things.
Yeah, REIT.
And then
REIT.
Yeah. And equity participation in real estate, that has also been made open. So far, people were buying property for their own consumption or rather self-use. And probably there was another set of customers who were just buying and then hoping real estate prices to rise. Now the much matured market is going to come into picture now. Those are especially how to earn by real estate investments, how to earn a living, how to create employment. and then how to make the real estate investment not a passive one but an active investment. So such scenarios are emerging now. So that's why I would call it as rather the maturing. So real estate market is maturing now. It's coming of age.
And with the ratio of people who buy to invest and who to buy to live, is there any kind of ratio that there are investors who just buy property just for appreciation sake? Just people want to buy. Some people want to buy houses. How is that? What's the ratio, or like what's the outlook?
The first element, people who are buying properties for their own self use, that has on all-time rise now. So probably even that is the mission of the government also, because they want to see everyone owning a house, every family owning a house by 2025. So there's a much rise in the people who are buying property for their own self use. And for investment purpose, that also has gone up, but that quality is changed. People were investing in real estate waiting for the price rise. That segment is slowly giving place to a active investment in real estate.
Right.
So creating the rental income properties, so commercial properties, institutional properties, a lot of utility based investment is happening.
Right.
So that is how the market is coming of age.
And final, sir, what about the ease of buying a property? Has it changed over the years with regard to registration, stamp duty, and all these processes? Has there been any improvement, or is there any issues, any room for improvement?
Yes, drastic change has taken place now, and then I think now is the time. So it's very easy to buy properties because the banks are involved. So banks do fund the properties. So that is why all time that due diligence and then authenticity of the ownership and then smoothing of the transaction, that is in place now. Yes,
right.
It's a real good factor that has happened in the real estate market.
Any broader level issues in the real estate market that we haven't discussed about? Any kind of issues that you've been seeing that you want to address?
Broader kind of issues, yes. So the lot of customer education has to take place in this particular segment, especially the neo the riches, and then the people who are just now coming into career.
Yes.
Those are the people who need a lot of education in real estate.
Right.
That has to happen on a wider scale, because today's new generation has money, but they don't really have somebody to guide them how to get into this field, how to make most of this field. So this is a field which, if at all, if somebody is wise and then intelligent, they can really do wonders.
Right. And how do you learn, sir? How do you learn the field of real estate? Like I know you have to get into practical things, but is there anything else that you can tell us? How do you learn real estate? It's a broad question, but anything that comes to your mind.
Yeah. It's a bit difficult unless and until you burn your hands, probably. So it's difficult to learn. So my this thing is, okay, make small this thing very take a baby step rather. Through that, probably you'll be able to learn step by step all the tricks involved in this particular field. It's a bit complicated one, so one would slowly learn it.
Right.
So don't get disheartened even if you lose in the first instance. So take that as a the learning course. Right. So that way you'll have to.
Yeah. As a marketer and being in real estate, sir, do you find yourself traveling and observing all the developments and all the new projects day to day? Is it crucial? Is it essential to see physically going site visits and doing it so that?
Yes.
Is there a part of your ritual?
Yes, it's an essential part of my routine, because I would be traveling. If I don't have any work, I would just go around the city just to know what new things coming up.
Exactly. That is one crucial thing, which is very interesting. That motivates only people who understand. They want to go out, look at all the developments, look at all the properties.
Yes.
It's all being part of a marketer, understanding market research.
Yes.
Great, sir. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
Hope you guys who watching learned something about real estate. As I told, there is a lot of information that yet to be put on board on the internet, and this is our effort to like make sure people understand a lot of things that haven't been come through on the normal places. So this is a good place to learn.
Yes.
Hopefully, it was
Yes.
educative, and I must thank sir for helping us out here. Where can we reach out to you, sir, if anybody wants to reach out and like speak to you and consult with you?
Yeah, they can, because on my website there is a contact form they can fill in, and then we would only be happy to help them out
Yes,
on
I'll put the
any issue related to real estate market.
I'll put the description, the links which will be in the description. You guys can check it out.
Yes.
It will lead them directly to these people. Reachmaxx Properties, sir, Mr. Devru Hegde, guys, for you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.